Game one complete here. The Bravos take it. They beat Orleans 6-4 in a crazy game. And Josh, you helped get the scoring started in the top of the fourth there, an RBI double. And we talked about it before the game. You've really just come alive in these playoffs. You talked about how coach trusting you has really helped you trust yourself. Would you say that was the case today?
Absolutely. It's everything to me. I mean, from the coaches to the guys, the trust they have in me to just do whatever I can to help out the team, it goes a long way.
You also had a crazy catch to get the third out there, back helping your pitcher. What was going through your mind in that moment?
When it hit my glove, it was kind of bouncing, so I kind of like cradled it. I was just like secure it at all costs, but it's playoffs. You got to put your body on the line.
I know also you told me you're very superstitious, and your mom asked if she could come, if that was okay. You said okay, and she was here tonight. How exciting was that to have her watching you in these playoffs?
It's awesome. My mom, my parents have been so supportive of me, just coming out whenever they can, making the trips, making the drives, at what cost. So it was awesome to have her here.
Again, we've talked about it so many times. You were here in 2022. You know what goes into winning in these playoffs. And what have you told the team about what needs to happen going forward as you have an opportunity tomorrow?
I think my biggest thing would just be stay locked in. I mean, baseball's a long game, back and forth, and just because we won tonight, we got to stay locked in for tomorrow. So just keeping that trust in the guys and being ready for every moment is good.
Huge crowd here tonight at Eldridge Park, but you'll get to play in front of the Doran Park faithful tomorrow. How excited are you to play back at home?
So exciting. I mean, I think we have the best fan base up here in the Cape, and just to have everyone come out, and hopefully we get the win from tomorrow with them.
Awesome, Josh. Thank you. Huge win for the Braves here tonight. They get the Game 1 victory over the Firebirds at Eldridge Park, a 6-4 thriller. I'm Allie Navarrete alongside Cam Anna and Matt Scalzo. And Matt, the Vandy boys both on the bump tonight. Carter versus Cunningham, and Bryce Cunningham had a great start.
Yeah, Bryce was outstanding on the mound. 5 innings, just gave up 3 earned runs, and the first inning was tough. He gave up a solo home run to Fenwick Trimble, and that makes you a little uneasy. But Bryce really bared down after that, gave great innings to keep it at a 1-run game, and then let his bats do the work once they got to Carter in the 4th inning. Jonathan Vastine, JKG, I mean, those two have been doing it all postseason long. But Bryce really fed off of that. Didn't issue out any walks. He was doing a great job commanding the zone, working all 3 of his pitches. We saw a lot more of his changeup, wasn't leaning on that fastball. It was a great outing from him, and you saw in the 5th inning, once he got back-to-back strikeouts, he let out a little bit of emotion, something you don't normally see from Bryce, but he's like, I don't know what came over me when I was talking to him after the game, but you could tell that the moment was big, and it wasn't too big for him. He came up clutch in a huge moment, gave his team a chance to win, and he got the better of the Vandy boys.
Matt mentioned it briefly, but Josh Kuroda-Grauer just had himself a day. He has excelled in this postseason. Cam, talk about his impact today.
Well, 6 multi-hit games down the postseason for JKG. That's all the games so far. I'll start in the field for Josh Kuroda-Grauer because Matt and I talked about it during the broadcast. A full extension Superman play from JKG, robbing a hit in a big spot of that game. One of the best plays we've seen this season. But now to the bat, which everyone sees from Kuroda-Grauer. A big RBI double. A few of those this game had 3 RBIs. This is the guy in the Bourne lineup that we saw last summer with Bryce Evelyn here in the playoffs. Maybe an MVP type guy if Bourne can close this one out. What Josh has done for this team, a returner, a guy that exudes confidence for the Bravos, and another offensive night where they need Josh in big spots, and he's delivered.
Meanwhile, like we said, bottom line, Braves get the Game 1 win, an opportunity to play tomorrow at Doran Park and win a back-to-back championship. Matt, what needs to happen tomorrow for the Bravos to come out on top?
Well, a similar recipe for today is you get great hitting, you have great pitching as well. But I think right now they just got to ground themselves here. You're 1 win away, and you got to do what's been working for you well. You saw it tonight. It's that great defense behind you to help out your pitching, and then you translate that into your bats as well, getting ahead early. You didn't see it here with Grayson Carter putting 9 up and 9 down through those first 3 innings, but once they picked up on some movements from him, you really saw those bats get going, and once they get going, it's huge. You saw top to bottom, that order was producing, and that's what you need to get, again, is more consistency, top to bottom, to get that offense going and keep Orleans quiet. You know, the pitching was great, too. You need another great start. Henry Weicker will likely be on the mound tomorrow, in all likelihood. Hasn't been confirmed yet, but that's where my gut's leaning me. But after his outing with Katuit in Game 2, you're expecting another strong outing from him. Postseason lights come on, you get the best out of your players, and right now, tomorrow, you're going to feed off that energy of that Bourne crowd and look to run it back.
Yeah, thinking about that crowd, Cameron, to touch on it briefly, a huge crowd tonight here at Eldridge Park, one of the loudest, if not the loudest, I've heard all season long. I'm sure you agree. But back at Doran Park tomorrow, a chance for the Bourne faithful to show out.
Yeah, the Bourne faithful is going to be there, and they're going to show out tomorrow night. The Bravos 1 win away. This is a fan base that has seen the team the last 3 seasons be in the championship game, but this would be, that first time for the Braves to close it out at home in Bourne and what that could do. We saw throughout the playoffs, that Katuitt game with the walk-off, how loud that place got. Expect a larger crowd, and the intensity is going to be on an all-time high. The Braves, they've waited for this moment since they got here with Game 1 on June 10th and a chance to close it out tomorrow night.
Game 2 of the championship series tomorrow, what could be the final game of the 2023 season. The final one at Doran Park. We'll be there.